Welcome to Withdraw Consent. I'm Jack. So today I got an extra video for you, unless you're on Locals, in which case you're going to see this episode 8 days in advance for free. Come over to Locals, follow. They got an app on the phone. You can just follow along, look at some extra content. Everything will be free on there. And or you could subscribe and donate if you want to. But we're going to look at this absolutely insane story. So the reason why I want to cover this is, and apologize about my voice again, a little sick. But basically, this is the most obvious example of the media just blatantly lying. So this is not a pro-Trump story. This is not an anti-Harris. It's not anything. It's not a NBC or Fox. It's not none of that. Just look at how the media lies, right? So there was the debate between Trump and Harris. Trump says that story about Abdul and how he was a leader of the Taliban and how he told Abdul, hey, Abdul's like, why do you slide this picture of my house across the table from me? And he's like, well, don't kill any American soldiers. You won't have to find out. This whole story, right? And he's told this story before. I've heard it 2 or 3 times before, So there's a story he regularly tells. And then all these different media channels come out and try to say, there's no such thing as Abdul, right? Because if you Google it, the current leader of the Taliban is blank. And it's just a blatant lie. Like what they're saying is true. But they're like, oh, he made up Abdul. There is no Abdul. If you just Google who's the co-founder of the Taliban, and still important in the Taliban right now, is Abdul. And Abdul is who he's talking to. So it's just a complete rewriting of history, okay? I want to discuss that in terms of like 1984 and different stuff. But first, I want to show you this clip. It's 2 minutes long. It's backwards. They should have showed the part about them lying about Abdul and then show the part about where they admit Abdul exists. I'd say it should go backwards, about 2 minutes long, and then I'm going to come back to you right after that.
The man who now leads the Taliban in Afghanistan, Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar.
Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar, co-founder of the Taliban.
I could hear in Mullah Baradar's voice that he knew President Trump meant business.
CBS News has confirmed that CIA Director William Burns met secretly in Kabul with the Taliban's de facto leader, Abdul Ghani Baradar.
We have learned that CIA Director William Burns traveled to Kabul for a secret meeting with Taliban leader Abdul Ghani Baradar.
A Taliban co-founder, Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar, who oversaw the signing of the U.S. withdrawal agreement last year.
The night. This is the part where Donald Trump invented someone. He invented a person who doesn't exist in addition to the people he says are eating dogs. There's another person who doesn't exist. His name is Abdul.
And Abdul is the head of the Taliban. He is still the head of the Taliban. And I told Abdul, don't do it anymore. You do it anymore, you're going to have problems.
Maybe the reason that VP Harris is looking at him that way is one that she's probably thinking maybe he should go back to the old folks home and have a bowl of Jell-O. Or she might also think to herself, no. The head of the Taliban's name is not Abdul. It is Hibatullah Akhundzada. So maybe he couldn't remember that. I had to write it down to know it. Your thoughts on his response in making up Abdul as a person that isn't real?
No one can really confirm who this Taliban person named Abdul is, who he said he'd talked to.
It's the bizarrest bit in the whole debate where he describes the leader of the Taliban as a guy called Abdul. It's a completely non-existent person. He's just chosen the one Muslim name he can remember. It's like, I don't know, the leader of the Taliban saying, that guy John who leads the West, or is it Billy? That's the kind of sort of wacky direction she sent his head in because she had prepared so well.
Okay, so that's absolutely ridiculous, right? This is 1984 where they're holding up their fingers and saying, how many fingers am I holding up? It's just, they're going to tell you what's real, and they're not. Okay, so like if you were doing an intelligence operation or something like that, you were going to do a psyop on people, right? You would just go into, it wouldn't work because it got archives now, of course, but you would go into Wikipedia and you would just delete Abdul from there. Why not? They're like, nah, we don't even got to delete Abdul. We'll just leave him in there. Any halfway intelligent person who takes 4 seconds to look into this will destroy the credibility of mainstream media, right? But they're like, we don't care because we've already probably lost all those people, right? And so this is a great clip. You can share it with somebody who's either not politically involved or they're politically involved, but they believe in the authority of the mainstream institutions. Nobody at this point should be believing in the authority of the mainstream institution. Case in point, the video I just played for you, right? It's absolutely absurd. And so I just wanted to put this out here so you guys could, this is the choice thing that you could share with somebody. And there's no arguing it. There's just no way around this. I'll even put up the screen. I'll put up the screenshot from Wikipedia showing Abdul on there right now. You know, it's just that easy. It's just 4 seconds. Okay, that's what I got for you. Just a little extra episode to throw in there. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing this. Israel founded on terrorism. We'll talk about the terrorist bombing of the King David Hotel. 91 British soldiers dead by terrorists, Israeli terrorists, Jewish terrorists, we'll say. And then on Thursday, I want to show this wild thing about how in Israel the Jews just go around spitting on Christians in their churches. And it's a pretty insane story. Anyways, hope to see you then.